Hey, this is Vansire. And
Vansire. And you're
watching Austin Underground. Nice. Sweet.
You think that was a good take?
Hey there, Austin Underground. This is Anna, and today we're hanging out with Vansire. How are y'all tonight?
Doing well, thank you.
Very well. Toasty.
It's a toasty
Yes.
one for sure. Getting used to that still, but can't complain.
So, just very basic question, why do you pick Vansire as your name?
I wish we had a cool story behind that, but it was 2 a.m. and we were on a random word generator, and I think we just found the word Vansire.
Oh, really?
And it's this is kind of an obscure term. I don't think this has really been used before. So
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's
we've been struggling for a while, just kind of spitballing things, and then we were just we're just going to leave it up to chance.
Yeah, it's an awkward one to explain too. No one gets it on the first try. They're like, Van Tire? And we're like, no, Vansire. So, yeah. Not a cool story, but it's we're stuck with this obscure mongoose name, but it works. So
I like it.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's good.
You guys just released 2 new tracks, right? Are they going to be a part of a bigger project? Just gonna stand as singles?
Probably just singles for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We kind of just wanted to get out something new before hitting the road, because it had been a year since we had dropped a track, and even longer since our last album. So this was a track we'd been sitting on for a while, so we kind of just wrapped it up and got it out there, trying to get the hype train rolling again.
Yeah, for sure.
Those deals.
So, what was the inspiration behind your album Angel Youth?
Where it began? I don't know, kind of.
Well, I guess the name comes from this Jack Pearson's photo that we were on a tour 2 summers ago in running through Chicago, and there was this photo that really struck both of us, and it said Angel Youth on it, and we were like,
okay,
that's the name. We just kind of knew. We're like, there you go.
Yeah, it was a 35mm shot of a burned out neon sign somewhere in the Los Feliz neighborhood of Los Angeles that just said Angel Youth, and I don't know, the colors, lighting was just really nice.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of well, shit, I think that's what we'll call the next album.
Yeah.
That was almost the album art too. We emailed the guy, and he said we could use it if we took that image and didn't crop it and had a white background.
Yeah.
We were
Okay.
we're not going to do that.
It's a rectangular kind of aspect ratio.
Which was a little too weird. But so that's how the name came about, and then from there it kind of just became a year plus long process of kind of chipping away at tracks. Some in the summer when we were together, some separately when we were off at school.
Yeah, much more recorded over the summer.
Yeah, it was kind of just experimenting without any stakes. We would just try something that we thought sounded interesting, and it sort of came together, and we really wanted it to be pretty cohesive from point A to point B. And so it just sort of worked out that most of the tracks we did, we liked how they were sounding, and we were able to sequence them in a way that from the beginning to the end it felt logical to us, at least. So so that's kind of how it came about, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool. So y'all go to different schools. How do you balance school with making music?
Well, yeah, it's pretty tough. I go to architecture school, and that's that's really a lot of time and stuff. So it's pretty much just filling the free time with trying to get demos done and send them over to Josh, and then he listens to them and he'll add stuff, and it's kind of a lot of sending back and forth MP3s and WAV
our
files.
Google Drive is a fucking mess. It's just idea number 5 take 6.wave. We just we ran out of the 100 gig or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's the file logistics aren't the worst. It's more just having time to work on it is what we kind of struggle with. So that's why during the summer we just cook as hard as we can. But this is kind of a touring summer. We were pretty much able to get one song out, and now it's about the live stuff. But the internet makes all things possible, and in the end it kind of works out. So
Yes, we stand technology, right?
we sure do.
Yeah.
It does a heck of a lot. So sometimes, Yep.
Nice. So how's the music scene in Minnesota? Do you guys play there a lot, or?
That's why we're not. That's why we're here, is because it's getting better though.
Better.
When we first started, it was kind of nothing for us really there. So it's kind of it's mostly about the internet that has gotten us where we are now.
Yeah.
So it's the music in Minnesota.
there's some cookers in our hometown of Rochester. Some people are doing some cool stuff. There's like some music festivals and things happening, and so that's really cool. It just kind of happened in our case. It was like sort of Spotify and the internet stuff that led to more listenership, and so it wasn't so much like Minnesota based. So I guess in that sense we don't really consider ourselves part of the Minnesota scene, even though we love it a lot. It's great there.
The inspiration is very Minnesotan. Like the driftless region of southeast Minnesota where we're from is like very like prevalent kind of the lyricism and stuff like that. So
it's kind of a soundtrack to that part of the country, basically. Driving around there is sort of cool, but never really played much there, ironically. So, and it kind of seemed to resonate most with people in like Los Angeles, which is kind of funny because that's a pretty far cry from what we know, but it worked out. So
cool.
Yeah.
So I guess what inspired you to like go make music?
Sorry.
Well, we've been doing music for a while, and like Josh and I have been playing together like all of high school, and Isaac too, and we were just pretty much doing like all the school bands and stuff, and then it was kind of just haphazard. We were just like, hey, what if start a project? I think it was like, you want to start a project that sounds like Mac DeMarco, and we're like, okay, we started messing around, and then it just like kind of grew and continued putting more energy into it. It took on a whole life,
Cool. So you just mentioned Mac DeMarco. Are there any like other artists that you look up to?
I mean, Mac is definitely not the number. Only thing I ever listened to. I mean, for you, is probably video kind of like.
Yeah, I love like the tape sounds of like video, Boards of Canada, that kind of stuff. And then Beach Fossils is a pretty mutual. I think I'm a sucker for a lot of the kind of like crate digging centric hip hop of the early 2000s that like Stone Store was putting out, like kind of early Madlib Doom kind of stuff. I think like where I go to school, I study a lot of like kind of avant electroacoustic like new music composers and artists, and so not so much like the literal musical sort of constituent elements, but sort of the artistic and aesthetic philosophy behind certain like romantic and surrealist composers we really look up to. We all love a lot of minimalist composers, Steve Reich type things going on. I don't know. It's sort of a melting pot of things we just think sound interesting, and we're just trying to make sure we want to listen to. I guess that's what it comes down to. So, but perhaps embarrassingly so, Mac was kind of the initial. Like can't lie to you. That's true.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
we love the guy,
for sure.
No disrespect on his name or anything like that at all. Yeah, definitely a legend. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite song to perform and why? Like each one of you.
Well, it's kind of changed each summer with the different sort of lineup that we've had and the way we've been doing songs. But we've kind of been going a slightly more jam-centric route this time around, and this is our first time in a while having a full live lineup. We had recorded drums last summer, and so some of the jammier tunes we have a lot of fun with. Like I've really been enjoying Halcyon Age a lot.
That's my favorite. Halcyon
Age. Yeah. We just kind of we pulled in a new drummer and guitarist, and we kind of just let them rip at the end, and we all just sort of bop around. It's a lot of fun. It's the kind of thing we couldn't do last summer when we were like beholden to a laptop. So it's kind of fun to give those songs a new life in a live context that we couldn't have before.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I like Wonderland. It's same deal. It's another jammer,
Yeah.
But
actually, or like for me, like About the World and Moon Hits is kind of like becoming my favorite.
Those have been fun.
They kind of hit a little deeper for us personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Also Ontario Gothic. We do this cover.
Oh yeah, it's Boxes and Fiction cover. We kind of like doing that more than most Vansire songs. Honestly, sad as that is.
But that's just been a really meaningful song for us. And it's like, we like to perform it because it just, it's very sentimental. So.
Nice. So, how do y'all feel about snow?
100.
Love it.
2 solid thumbs up. all the way. Yeah. No negative feelings whatsoever. It doesn't get better than that.
Feels good.
Tastes great, feels great, looks great.
Skin looks great.
Nice and cold.
Icy cold. Yeah, not a lot of that down here. I don't know how any of you survive down here. Like
I
just literal 100-degree days.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're used to just pretty much snow. I don't know, like 4 months of the year, 5, sometimes 6. Once we had a snow day on May 1st, we got a foot of snow. I was in New York this last semester, and it like didn't snow at all, and that just really bummed me the fuck out. Honestly, you get used to it, you know.
It's kinda nice. I love watching the seasons change, like seeing the winter come in, the fall.
For sure.
Yeah, this is a Minnesota tourism ad. That's what this is. We could hype this endlessly. I could talk about that all day.
Boney Bear, go listen to it.
Yeah.
Same region.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Justin. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for this interview.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I think this is the first video interview we've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Horns up.
Hey.
Horns up. Or Texas. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Guys, make sure you check them out. You want to plug in your socials?
I think it's... Well, shit, I don't even know.
Vansire.
If you Google it, you'll find it. I don't remember the ats, to be honest.
Just Google it,
Give it a search. It was a fateful day when we surpassed the for a while the mongoose was like higher up in the results.
Oh, really?
And there was like a certain breaking point where like finally the music started coming up before the mongoose, which was that was a good day. And so
beautiful. I'm glad. Yeah.
So there we go.
Don't forget to check out Austin Underground, our website, YouTube, all the good stuff. Stay tuned.
Nice.
And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome.